GFC family. Jesus warned us that faith would divide families, but I don't think we're ready for how real that division has become. In Vancouver, Washington, a 19-year-old girl, let's get her up here on the screen, stabbed her parents on Easter over religious differences. Her father simply said, "Hey, happy Resurrection Day." She responded that she didn't believe in God, and within moments, after an argument, grabbed a knife, stabbing her father in the stomach, trying to slit her mother's throat. This wasn't just a disagreement. This was violence over faith. The altercation began when Mackenzie's father, Benjamin Hafer, had just wished her a happy Resurrection Day. Pretty much happy Easter is what it means. Mackenzie replied to her father saying she didn't believe in God, sparking a heated argument between them before they went into separate rooms. Later, Mackenzie's mother, Erin, confronted her daughter about the argument while the 19-year-old was cooking in the kitchen. And then she went and tried to stab. Once again, the conversation turned into an argument, and the teenager threw her phone on the ground. The father entered the kitchen to find out what was going on about the phone, asked about the phone, leading to Mackenzie grabbing a knife and stabbing him in the stomach right above the belly button. Teenager then went for her mother and tried to cut her throat. Well, actually cut her throat using the same weapon. The police report noted that Mackenzie injured her parents with the intent to end their lives. She's currently in custody with her bail set at $500,000. So the Bible verse that I think of first of all is Matthew chapter 10, 34, 36, where Jesus said, "Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I came to set man against each other, against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And the man's foe shall be those of his own household." You turn on today's talk shows and you look at these people that we have been trusted to give us kind of a news and commentary and talk about it. You will see these people advocate for dismantling what's left of family in America. If we were to look at what's left of family in America, we would see that it's in dire needs, dire straits. And, some things are an evolution of things we used to kind of put up with that we no longer put up with. Generations are less tolerant of things, but it seems now that we're so divided on ideas that, one person's idea or what one person voted for is a deal breaker to have a relationship with somebody. If you're on this side, you're automatically attributed to all of these traits. And if you're on this side, you're automatically attributed to all of these traits. If we can't get along as Americans based on a political factor, what makes us think in that same environment, under that same thought process, that we could possibly get along religiously? The point is if we can't get along politically, how do we think we're going to get along religiously? I mean, if we're really that intolerant of people's decisions where we are calling and for the dismantling of whatever's left of family life in modern day America, what would make you think that if we really put out what we truly believe in, because I have friends that are of other faiths, and if we really put out what we truly believe about each other, most people would say that our religious differences, our faith differences, our faith beliefs are a lot more offensive than our political, who we voted for and who we didn't vote for, which is not all-inclusive. But we're still strapped to that all-inclusiveness. But in faith, it's all-inclusive, or you just kind of made up your own religion. So if we really, truly put that on the line and what we truly believe in came out in the open and say, hey, it was over everybody's head. Like, yep, this person's a Christian, this person's Muslim, this person's this. And the differences between those, we would I don't think if we were to be, to have equal judgment, to have equal action, I think that America would just be completely divided in several ways, because if you can't exist on lower levels and voting and this and that, then there's no way that if we brought out the real raw reality of faith and their differences, that we could get along in that environment. But you'll never hear them say that, because there's only a couple of things that you can, what I'm learning, it almost seems like a conspiracy theory. I sometimes wonder why nobody else gets it, but there's only certain things that you can be angry at. And it just depends on this, Christianity being one of them, and about this verse with Matthew, when Jesus says he's going to be a sword, this verse hits hard in moments like this. Jesus wasn't saying that he wanted division. He was telling us faith will divide. When you stand for truth, there are going to be people, even in your home, who can't stand with you. This being the most extreme. But this is deeper than a disagreement. This is what happens when hatred for God festers for so long that it turns into violence against the people who you love the most. And we've seen this shift coming. More families are divided at the dinner table. More people mock faith openly. And now it's turning physical. The world isn't just uncomfortable with Jesus, it's hostile. And this story is proof. And if we could forever prove, if people weren't able to hide in their disillusions of reinterpretation of the gospel, and it stood for what it truly is, and not these men trying to kind of dissolve this or reappropriate this so we can kind of include additional beliefs. If it was just a final and you couldn't penetrate it, people would go insane. There would be so much hatred towards us. But right now, what they're trying to do within our faith is just kind of divide us. Like, if you're watered down and you approve of X, Y, and Z, you're all good. But if you're not, we consider you like a conservative Christian or this or that, or a practicing Christian, and we don't like you. And you are these bad words. You are these bad titles. You wear this scarlet letter. And that's what we're in today. That's the times that we're in. So telling somebody Happy Easter turned into something horrible. GFC family, stay blessed, stay vigilant. And for the almost martyrs from their own child, happy Resurrection Day to the world. I hope all you guys stay blessed. And for you to hurt somebody because of their religious beliefs that are in their household, I think it's all bad. It's all wrong. As for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. And you could believe whatever you want in my house. If you live in my house and it's Easter, Happy Easter. You can't take that. If you don't believe it, why would it even affect you? But if you can't take that for some reason, that creates anger. That points to something else, possibly demonic. Stay blessed. Christ up, demons down.